Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me again. This is Mr. Top Hat. I'm here today to talk about the indicator that I created, the Top Hat Golden Indicator. And today I want to kind of go through it and explain what it uses, how it works, and how you can use it to your advantage, and why it's so accurate. So here we are looking at Tesla 15-minute chart. So as you can see, we already have the indicator on the 15-minute chart that states a buy EMA, meaning that we are going to take this position long. Now, anytime this comes up, you have to wait for this full candle. So each candle here, since we are on the 15-minute, each candle must complete for this play to remain a buy EMA. Now, if this play moves up, then goes down, and the cross of the 8 and 34 did not cross through, then that would mean this play is not correct. So it's going to make this disappear. So this signal will disappear if the 15 minutes do not finalize and complete. Now, since this 15-minute finalized and was still a buy EMA, then we went on to the second candle. Now, what you are seeing here is the twos and the ones and the threes that you see here. This is another video that I teach about the strat. Now, the strat will help you determine when to get out of a signal and when to close it, when is just enough, and how to complete a nice 15% to 20%, all the way up to good 300, 400% play. Now, we mainly use this in the 5-minute and 15-minute just because we don't want to elongate the play and then end up losing on that strategy. So a lot of people ask, what does this indicator, consist of? And there's a couple of things, but I'm going to tell you what its main focus is. And that's the EMA 8 and 34. That's the MA moving average of 50 and 200. And the MACD, SMI, RSI, and the VIX, which is the vortex. The SMI is a stochastic moving index, and then you have the RSI, which is obviously the relative strength index. Now, using all of these things combined is one of the most powerful things in this whole indicator. And usually this is what I use for the strat, because the strat is for this indicator is just one of the best things when all of these things combine together and get you into a real play. And now I want to kind of show you guys when to get in, how to use this indicator to your advantage, and we'll kind of look through Tesla and how many times that it's given us an indicator, when it gives us a false indicator, and when it's 100% that this play could continue, by looking at all of these things combined together. So here we go. Let's just say today we got into this play on the buy EMA using the 15-minute chart. Now, as you can see, there's no indication that this EMA all the way from, let's say, 20107 all the way until, where is this at? 273, we never received another indicator like this one, which is the sell EMA. So from 201 all the way to the 270 position, we never got another signal to sell on the EMA, which means that you could have made a massive amount of money by just holding this play all the way through using the 15-minute chart. Now, as a day trader, if you switch this down to the 5-minute chart, now when we kind of go back and look at this play and see from July 1st, we'll kind of say, okay, here we go. So we got to buy EMA, we got to buy MA, okay, and then we got to sell EMA almost on the same day. So we don't want to confuse the two of the 15-minute and the 5-minute. 5-minute is what you want to scalp with, which, as you can see here, the buy EMA came in. You could have taken this play as it closed. This candle was closed was at 257.09, and you could have taken it all the way here where it closed at 264.40. So that's a good $5 to $6 move that you could have accomplished and purchased with. Now, over here is when you got a sell EMA and a buy EMA within 3 candles on the 5-minute chart. So that means in 15 minutes, you got 2 different signals. One is the sell EMA and one is the buy EMA. So once we open this up and start looking at our MACDs, the RSI, you know, the SMI and the VIX. Now, when we got this signal here, we're in a 2 chart, in the 2 strat, which is why I tell you guys to watch the strat video, is because this kind of helps, determine if this play is for real or not for real. So as you can see here, we are bouncing off of the 50 MA. So this line, the green line, is a 50 MA. So once we got to here, there's clear evidence that this should bounce. Now, the reason why you got to sell EMA is because the blue and yellow line, which is the 8 and 34 EMA, crossed each other and then recrossed. Okay, so sometimes these things will happen, but you have to watch out and you say, okay, the SMI is oversold, it's all the way in the bottom. The RSI is curving and wants to, start pushing back up. The MACD is all the way to the bottom and trying to curve. And then you have the VIX that is on a potential way of recrossing each other. As you can see here, this is what we're looking at. Once the VIX cross each other, as you can see, once they cross, the red cross the blue, we've been going down all the way from there to here. So these are some indications that are like, okay, hey, I know it's telling me to sell, to short this play, but it's not 100% because why is it telling me to short it when the SMI is all the way in the bottom? And that's a false trigger, meaning that yes, they did cross each other. This is a true play that should keep moving, but because they are so close to the 50 MA, that it's still something to kind of consider and say, okay, it's gonna have to bounce off the 50 MA. It doesn't always, but most of the time it will bounce off the 50 MA or the 200 EMA. So as soon as we seen this, the next candle was a big 2 candle, which consists of a bullish movement, and then we got to buy EMA. Right here, once you got to buy EMA with the close at 259.89, you could have taken this play because you see the SMI is curving, okay, and everything is trying to move back up. You could have taken this play from 259.89 all the way up to 261.13, which is another $2 move within not even 30 minutes. So that's another scalp play. Now, you could be holding it to its volatility because it's bouncing off that 50 MA. Okay, and then right when it crossed over the 50 MA, we saw another sell EMA here. Now, when this sell EMA came, we're already on that, had a big, buy on the SMI, and now it's curving back way down. So now that we see it kind of curving back down, now we're going to say, okay, this looks good for the sell EMA, but I'm going to wait till the next candle until I see one candle that's going to for sure tell me that this is going to continue. So in my opinion, once we got the sell EMA, I'd be watching this all the way till I get a 2, 2, 2, which is a 2 green candle, okay, a 2 red and another 2 red. And I would have been able to enter right over here, which is closed at 257.80, and we would have taken it down all the way here, which is at 253.16 for another major movement. Now, I hope that makes sense. And as to how to use the trigger points and when to buy and when to sell, you have to kind of look at these things. So as you can see here, we also got a nice little squeeze, for the buy EMA, but the SMI is still too high for me to say, okay, yeah, let's get into this, and day trade it. It just doesn't look right because right after that you got a sell EMA and a sell MA. Okay, and it curved back up. So this is kind of what we call a consolidation. It's kind of like a sideways movement. You're gonna get the MA and the SMA to cross. I mean the MA and the EMAs to cross, a lot of times using the 5 minute, which is why I use 5 minute to scalp plays, to just take a quick 20%, 30% play in options, in puts or shorting or long position, even on the MNQ. Now this can be used in many things, okay, in many things. So it can be used with crypto, futures, it can be used with stocks, it can be used with options, forex. This works with almost every single thing that you can trade. So the reason why I call this the golden, top hat indicator is because it is the perfect entry. We backtest this, all the way back to January 2024, and it's at 85% plus accuracy. I can't tell you how many indicators are out there and how many I've tried, and how many people like come to me and say, "Oh, like what's an indicator? It's not going to do anything for me, it's not going to help me out." Most of the time it's wrong because they're 40%, 50% accurate, and it's just horrible. But what I like to tell them is this the difference between this and any other indicator out there is that this is a strategy that I use. This is a strategy that I use every single day when I'm trading to take the right play, to take the perfect entry. When I always say, "Oh, we just sniped this entry, for a call, or we just sniped it, for the markets to fall down," or even if it's S&P 500 or the EQ, or MNQ, whatever it is we trade out there, including Bitcoin. This can help you get a better entry than almost any other indicator out there, from what I know. And I've used a lot of indicators, just try to kind of see, like, how can I save time? And, instead of me going and looking through all these charts and trying to get the perfect entry, how can I save time? And then, I tried all these indicators and they were horrible. So I went out and kind of researched how my strategy is, what I use on a daily basis, and congested it all into one perfect um, indicator. Now, the MACD, the VIX, and the RSI and SMI are not going to be included with the indicator, but the EMAs and the MAs are. But you can always add it to the chart, and just put it in there, just to kind of look at how I'm looking at the chart. So I hope this video, could help you better understand how this indicator works and when to kind of, like I said, see that, hey, this is not correct. This might be telling me to sell or short, but it doesn't look right because everything else showing, a sideways movement or a continuation back up. So as you can see in this position, a sell EMA came in, the RSI is high, SMI is high, the VIX has had a cross. So this is a sure play for me. I would have taken this play, and even if it came back up, as you can see here, we had a 222 candle with a hammer, and it dropped it all the way back down, or shooter, I should say. I'm sorry, and then it shot all the way back down. And then the SMI will be your best. I mean, the strat will be your best friend. The 312 strat. I have the other video about this. Go and check it out. If you need the ebook, message me and I will be sure to send you guys the strat book as well. No cost. I'll just send it to you guys. It's a really great book to kind of look into. But that's about it. This is the indicator. This is what it does. It's remarkable. I've had so many people use this, and literally, it's a game changer. It'll literally change the way you trade because you'll be just dying for these EMAs to cross, and you just kind of start looking at where you should get in, how you can scalp a play, and how you can take it further, all the way up to the 15 minute, to the 30 minute, to the 4 hour chart, and it just keeps going and going. And these kind of things are just non-stop. I mean, this, as you can see here, this is the 4 hour. If we remove, you know we got a sell EMA on the 4 hour, and this thing dropped dropped you know no indication of any signals to move back up all the way down to around this big 213 candle, which is a clear reversal to go back up. So take advantage of it. Every day, when you're trying to find the top three plays that are moving, and you kind of want to know what's been going on in the past 4 hours on the 15 minute, or whatever you use to kind of look at. This is a great tool to kind of take a look at and know that, hey, this is still on a very bearish continuation. We had a MA cross here, which is a clear sign of it keep going, for it to keep going down all the way up until these EMAs started touching each other again. And once these things start crossing, this is when movements start going the other way. And then you check out the MACD, the RSI, the SMI, all of these beautiful indicators that I use on a daily basis and help you get the perfect play. So if you haven't gotten it already, please go and get this indicator. It's amazing and it's super, super cheap. Super cheap. I'm basically giving it away for free. So I hope you enjoy it. Use it with TradingView. And as always, God bless. Happy trading. And I'll see you guys in the next video.